Hey there, bestie. I'm Lori Emmy, your What to Read Next podcast host. Join me as we dive into exciting new reads that'll have you reaching for your TBR pile in no time. From group of mysteries to spicy romances, we'll explore it all and help you find your next favorite book. So grab a cup of tea, cozy it up, and let's discover some amazing reads together. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to What to Read Next podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Rachel Leigh. I write new adult romance, mostly like in the bad boy. I have a lot of bad boys in my romance with some dark element. A lot of my books are enemies to lovers. I love to read, write, spend time with my family.
I like this. So what was your romance journey? Like, when did you get started?
I wrote my first book. It was 2019. I started writing. I had just finished reading a series, and I had that emptiness inside of me, like, what now? I was like in that book hangover. So then I was like, I'm just going to write a book, because I used to write a lot when I was younger, but I took a break through like teenage years and parenting. Yeah. Like I just time. And then I was like, I'm going to write. And I had absolutely no plans to publish it. Yeah. But then I started sending it to my friends and family, and they're like, you should try to do something with this. I'm like, no, but eventually I did. And so I've just been doing it ever since, and I love it.
What was your debut? Like, and were you recommend people read your debut, or do you recommend, where do you recommend your readers to, like, new readers to start getting into now?
Definitely not my debut.
Okay, I know. Sometimes it's like, oh, your debut is great. And it's like, no, you should go to...
No, definitely not. I tell everybody, do not read that. For one, it's not published anymore. It was a duet. Like it has a special place by heart. I personally, it was like one of my favorite books I ever wrote because there was no pressure, no deadline. I took my time and I loved it. I loved writing it, but I was still learning. Like my editor that I had edit it, she was actually like a nonfiction editor. Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even think I accepted her suggestions right in the Word document when she was editing because I didn't even know what I was doing. It was bad. It needs a new edit. It needs a lot of work done to it. So I unpublished that. Okay. But yeah, it was an enemies to lovers, like new adult romance. And it was a duet. But yeah, it's not available anymore. I mean, somewhere out there's some of the paperbacks still, but.
So going into that, like, where should we get started for new books? Should we go for your latest release, or should we go back to a specific book that's like, where a good place to start?
Yeah, I always say Savage Games is a good place to start, depending on if the reader likes Why Choose romance, because that's a Why Choose series. There's actually 2 series in that world. It's a secret society. So Savage Games is a good spot to start if they're into Why Choose. If not, I would probably say Heartless Monster, which is a standalone in my newest series, and that's like a enemies to lovers, step-sibling romance.
Yes, yeah. You listen to Why Choose, which is one thing wrong with it.
Yeah, I know some people don't like it, so I always have 2 options of where to start, just in case.
I love this.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about Wicked Candle. What is the elevator pitch?
Okay, so my elevator pitch would be if you're looking for a age gap, reverse age gap, student teacher romance, I've got the book for you.
Yeah.
With suspense.
So I started reading it, and I was like, holy crap, this is dark. So that's like, it starts with a bang, and it keeps you guessing as the relationship unfolds. Because I'm like, how am I going to make them work? Like, if you're looking for a really, they're not supposed to like each other, this book is for you. And it's like the perfect.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah, and it's very emotional too. Catherine goes through a lot, and that's like readers are introduced to like her life and her trauma right from the get-go in the prologue. So yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. I put trigger warnings right in the front of the book because mental health matters. There is like on page domestic violence. So yeah.
So what kind of self-care did you do while writing this book? Because I feel like it just probably brought up like more like emotional range. And so sometimes you kind of like try to transfer into it and like that part of like the emotional darkness that we experience in the writing. How do you You carve yourself.
It was definitely hard. This is seriously one of the hardest books I've ever written. It was hard, but Wilder made up for those bad parts. Like he was her safety net and he was the one there to pick her up when she was down. So, knowing that they were going to be together and that there is a happily ever after for her is what really kept me going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah. It's because it shocked me and I read the trigger warnings. I was like, oh, on with it. And then I was like, oh. And then I was like, whoa, okay. And then reading Truth While there, I was like, oh, there's gonna be like he's gonna be the answer of like everything that's wrong with this like beginning.
Yeah, and from the very beginning too that the bad guy in the book is not going to be around for long. So that's kind of helpful too, knowing that he gets what's coming to him at some point.
It's always lovely when the bad guy is like, there's something there is the bad things are happening to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So in your interview, you mentioned that you watched Days of Our Lives. I think you've been watching since the age of 13, so it's been a long time. Or it's 5 years ago, So tell me about like what is your favorite storyline and like how do you watch it now? Because that's actually like around.
Yeah, so I started watching when I was 13, and that was 27 years ago. I'm not afraid to say that. I've been watching it for 27 years. Holy cow. I actually, one of my favorite characters on that show was Stefano DiMera. Like, he was the best villain. I think he was like some of my inspiration for some of my villains because he was an amazing villain. Obviously, he's not on the show no more. His character passed away. But I loved his storyline with his kids. And now I love EJ DiMera, his son. I love his storyline. Sammy Brady. Like, I just love all of them. I still watch it like every single episode. I'm a little behind. I'm in June's episodes right now, but like I'll try to watch an episode here and there. I'm trying to get caught up, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're streamed on Peacock, right?
Yep, it's on Peacock. Yes.
So,
I don't love the drama.
do you think your passion for like watching soaps like have helped you kind of like be a better writer in some ways, like just building the family, the drama, the
No, I actually do. I think like just my passion for watching that show, like immerse myself into that drama, like on-screen drama, like helps me create dramatic stories in my head. Just yeah, I guess in some ways I think so.
I think your books felt like stakes are higher than other books. Like sometimes the books are for the vibe, where yours were like there's like a plotty. It's a more meter plotter, like fun. The devices are like more of stakes are higher. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like one thing after the other for the lives. Which is there's sometimes there's a place for that, and it's just like sometimes you just need that kind of like soapy,
like the suspense and the
a villain, like actually an actual villain.
Yes, I love writing villains too. I do. Like with Wicked Scandal, it was really hard for me because I'm so used to writing like my main male characters are usually bad guys. They're like villains. And Wilder was the complete opposite. And then had Troy, Catherine's husband, who was a bad guy, but he was a main character and he had no redemption. So one of my favorite things about writing these guys is the redemption. And so it was hard for me. Like there were parts of me that were like, I hope people don't fall in love with Troy. Like I got to make him extra bad and make sure that they see there are no redeeming qualities in this man.
Yeah, we surprise us, no, but like don't try to don't need to vote for it. I actually don't, but
Yeah.
So awesome. So let's chat about your reading. You recently read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and you have like a couple of recommendations you want to share with us. Like, what do you like about The Deal? I love The Deal. That was my first Mullins book that I ended up entering.
I love the banter in it. Like, just Hannah and Garrett, their banter back and forth, the realness. Like, I loved her character for one. She was a tough girl, and I love that she wasn't like once she realized his reputation that he's like this hot man on campus, she didn't shy away from it. Like she was still exactly who she was. She held true to her character. I love that. The chemistry between them was off the charts. That sucks me. And I love the opposites attract. and the banter and just, yeah. And he was such a good guy.
He's such a
And
good-
like, I like bad guys, but I love to read good guys.
You're reading though. It's Gigi's book. They're
The Grandma Fact.
the grandma. Yes, I was like,
I haven't read that yet.
oh,
I didn't
you
realize that was their daughter.
You're
So-
gonna love, yeah, you're gonna love Garrett's being Gigi's dad. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely, that's on my, I actually downloaded it after the deal, and I'm definitely going to be reading that at some point.
yeah, like it's just like Texas and like problem. Like obviously her name Gigi is Grant. Like he named her after himself. Like we're gonna, it's just such a like fun book. I love The Score, which is the next. Is it The Score? Or no, The Mistake is my favorite. Like my favorite one, which is the next one, is Logan's book because there's so much groveling. Like he has to grovel. Like
yeah,
like,
I'm excited to read them all. Yeah, I actually just right before I got on here, I downloaded Quicksilver by Kelly Hart.
yes, I downloaded that too.
And I started reading it, and then I came down here, and so I'm going to give that a try. I don't read a whole lot of fantasy, but I'm really trying to. So I was going to like take a break from Elle Kennedy's, from the Off-Campus series. I think that's what it's called, right? The Off-Campus series. And read this, and then read another book of hers. And then that's probably time for me to get back to work.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually downloaded Quicksilver. I had a friend who mentioned it. I started hearing about it yesterday, and I feel like after that, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta read those. Get up and go.
I was looking at the upcoming deals for Prime Day, the Prime Day deals, and it came up on there. It wasn't for a deal, but it came up like a sponsored thing.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard of it, so I clicked on it, and I was like, I just realized I didn't even realize she had a release. I haven't been on social media much this past couple of weeks. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to give this a try because I really want to start reading some more fantasy.
So Rachel, tell us where to find you online.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I have a readers group, Rachel Leigh's Ramblers. I just started Reds. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I'm very new to it. Very, very new to that. But I am on there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel, for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Watch Read Next podcast. If you enjoy our bookish conversations and want more recommendations, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, head on over to the Watch Read Next blog for a list of books mentioned in today's show. Happy reading!